Hey guys, my name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net, and in this video I want to give you some handy tips for the blues scale. Yes, the infamous blues scales, but in a jazz paradigm of fretboard orientation that I think is a time saver, makes way more sense in creating blues and jazz lines in the context of mostly jazz. And you'll see it's just a revamp on your regular box. So let's get started. Okay, in this video we'll use exclusively one scale, and I will have you suffer through the key of B flat. So a B flat 13, say you play the blues in B flat because you're friends with some sax players and some horn players, some trumpet players. So the box that we typically start to use as guitarists, and we'll put tabs on the screen here, is 6th fret, and you'll go pentatonic, right? That's the scale. And then you will say, all right, there's a blue note, so I'll go, right? And that's sort of the paradigm for learning what the scale is. Unfortunately, this scale, unless players like, I'll say Eric Johnson and stuff will like really have a pass at a quickly ascending or descending pentatonic, this scale shape is not very conducive to producing really meaningful blues phrasing, I find. So I sort of developed an orientation that I will show you in this video that's going to be oriented around the 3rd finger, and that's going to be possible to do octave displacements like for free. So let's get started with the exercises. So step by step, how I use the B flat scale in a jazz phrasing for blues is to orient my 3rd finger with the B flat note. And then we'll do this step by step. If you're able to play along with me, you'll see this is going to be changing your playing forever and the way you address blues lines. The first step is to add the 7. So here, 7. So you hear this blues line, da 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 da, right? And then you're going to add one more note here. If you can, please repeat after me. This is going to help a lot. And then let's add one more note here. So simple lines, right? And we're still in that box, you notice, but stay tuned because we're just about to shift to the next part of the scale. But before, check this out. I'll show you the magic of how this is all connecting your entire fretboard without having to learn like 5 positions. You go. Let's change octaves, but do the same thing. Put your B flat on your 3rd finger here and play the same phrase. And just tipping my hat quickly to Joe, one of my accelerator students. We worked on this morning. This is a great idea for a quick YouTube lesson. Again. Right? Again. And one last time with the B flat on your 3rd finger again at the bottom. How great is that? Now you're starting to see you have... And now you might have noticed we just have 4 notes, so we're missing a connection. So here's the trick and my way of navigating it. On one string, you'll have the B flat and the A flat, so the tonic, the root of the chord, and the flat 7. On the next string, you'll have this note, and the 2 passing note. I'll repeat that. On this string, you'll have, and that's all you have. And on the next string, you have plus these 2 notes that you can use the same 3rd finger. Let's do that again. Now let's do it on the high octave. And now let's do it at the bottom octave. So if you're quick with your fretboard, you're starting to see how we've all connected all together. So let's start from somewhere in the middle. And what if we wanted to wind up here? The way I would do it is simply right? And back down. So it's the same old scale. If you know your box, that's what we did, but now we've sort of oriented, so all of our B flat notes always fall with that 3rd finger, that ring finger here, right? So let's see how we can connect it all and climb from here all the way up and all the way down. You ready? Check this out. Good job, and that's as high as we want to go for now. Now remember, you could use fingers like this, or you could go or use 4 fingers, or any mixture of, that's really up to you. And let's go down systematically, slowly. And we're on B flat again. So the best thing about this is that you get to create phrases, and if you wanted to play the same phrase up an octave or down an octave, you simply have to switch around. Before I get to that, just mentioning Joe in passing, thanks a lot for the tip. And Joe is one of the Accelerator students, so if you're interested in working directly with me, I work with a really small, dedicated group of students. Typically my cohort's between 20 and 25 guys, and we work on blue scales, applications. There are coaching community, there's coaching group calls, there's one-on-one, a custom tailored plan. It's just with you and I, so get on a call in the description below so we can just get together. I can craft a plan for you, see if we can work together. So now back to the scales. Say one phrase I really like to use is something like that. I'll repeat. What if I wanted to do it an octave up? Same fingerings. And bottom octave. So any phrase that you learn is no longer boxed in by something with a finger pattern that's like sort of, well, boxed in. Like it's, you know, when you say out of the box, it's literally a box of scale. So I like to use the pentatonic scale this way for the freeing ways in which it can help me create lines. And now here's just some basic improvisation on that blues scale, this minor blues scale, without a chord progression. I'll do it in time with your metronome on 2 and 4. Let's get going. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4. Great guys, thanks for sticking around. That's pretty much it for the lesson. I have some more tips for more advanced players, but before we move there, please like and subscribe this video. Of course, I really appreciate and I'm grateful for your viewership, your questions and your comments. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. Actually, I get inspired from you guys to create the next lesson, so please feel free to comment and ask questions. And one thing I noticed, I look at my data and I know that about 2/3 of you guys are not subscribed when you watch, so please do subscribe. Because number one, it's totally free, and number two, this stuff can drastically change your playing. Even if you, I expect 99% of people I work with to simply watch a free YouTube stuff, and it works for me. This is extremely gratifying and fulfilling as far as work, because I know I'm sitting here with my little guitar, my little amp, and some people around the world are watching and really transforming their playing, which is my, you know, my, this is my life purpose, I think. I'm going to go as far as saying that. So thank you guys. Thank you. And please like and subscribe. That means a lot to me. Okay. And now for the more advanced tip. If you're quick and you're like, yeah, Mark, you talked about another scale in your videos. It's like, yeah, absolutely. This is the minor scale. And there's like more complicated line we can create from this. But that's a basic like, all right, I'm in B flat. I'm going to do 6th position and that's my box. But there's also the major one, which is ultimately, if you go down 3 frets and you think of it as G minor pentatonic, it's actually B flat major pentatonic. So this scale, you can also orient in a diagonal fashion like the one we've discussed for the minor. It's simply that instead of starting with a 3rd finger orientation, you know, third and 1st finger orientation on B flat, you will go to the other version and orient your index on your B flat. So your index, so that's a 9th of the scale, and then, so So the scale degree is the B flat, the root note, and then the two next scale degree, you have the 6th and the 5. So it's a bit more hokey, like a bit more corny as far as scale, like country-ish, like there's a sound to the major blues scale that's different. But what I like to do is apply the absolute same principle, which is I have my index, I have 3 notes that are chromatic, and then I have the 5th and the 6th, and I'm back to my 1. Let me stand up and show the guitar. Okay, B flat major, starting instead of the 4th string, that's minor, so major you start here. And then you can also say, well, I can go, and I can go, right? And then you go, so again, you have one string with just these 2 notes. That would be the G minor. If you were playing G minor scale, you would play G minor, but you think of it as a B flat, so it's a relative major. And you have 2 notes on the 4th string, and then on your next string you have 3. So 2 notes here and 4 notes on the next string. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're back. So this is sort of a bonus round, but it can be helpful if you wanted to migrate and go between the major and the minor one in your solos. And of course you can map this out in many, many different ways on your fretboard, but let's just do a little demo. So I will leave you with a little demo of improvising on B flat blues. Of course now you have the B flat minor blues you could map out, you have the major blues that you can map out with the exact same absolute fingering. It's just that the scale degrees are different in that now your index on the major one is tackling the B flat. And there's plenty more with, you know, the altered scales and the Dorian and whatever, but that's sort of an orientation that once I started to do it in this way, it just unlocked the blues vocabulary. There's way more important than crazy lines you can pick up from Wes and Kenny Burrell and whatever, but that's sort of a really good foundation. So with that note, on the blues that I will now demonstrate, there might be other crazy ideas. It's not going to be pedantically applying to these scales, but you can see the navigation is going from a, yes, I know my pentatonic boxes, there are 5 of them, and I'm probably comfortable with like 3 of them, and then from that to, oh, it's all connected. Isn't that what life about? Life is about everything is connected? Yes, thank you. So I'll do some demonstration on the B flat blues, and for you guys, advanced players, well, I challenge you, do F blues. You know, just look at this, orient yourself, and do the same process. Forget about the positions, and then do blues in C, blues in G, and apply the same process, and you can see your fretboard in a different light. With that note, I'll go with a B-flat blues demo improv, and I will see you in the next video, and on the blog, jazzguitarlessons.net/blog, improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher. See you next time. Bye.